guest now, Jessica Steinberg. And Jessica, you are a tarot card reader from the area, and you do a lot of events with that and your talent with that. Talk a little bit about how you do that.
So I use 3 different decks. The standard tarot deck is known as Rider-Waite. And I use another tarot, it's not a tarot system actually, it's another cartomancy system called Lenormand. And then I use a couple oracle decks just for fun. And yeah, so each reading is about 30 minutes long, and I like to think that I offer guidance to people.
How did you get into this? How did you start reading tarot cards?
So I've just always been a weirdo.
I love that.
Perpetually weird my whole life. And I've always had this kind of just thirst for knowledge. And, you know, using a divination system, you are able to access knowledge that, you know, is not celebrated and not taught. So
do you receive training for this, or like how do you figure out how to utilize the tarot cards?
So I'm self-taught. Most of us are. There are a lot of really great books out there that I learned, especially using Lenormand. But it's, you know, each card has a vibe and represents a different thing, you know, that is a part of the human experience. And you know, once you get to know them and you get to understand, you know, what this card means, and then you have, you know, tons of experience with, oh man, I threw this card and then a week later this happened. So that's just kind of how you do it.
Do you have repeat customers, folks that come back time and time again? And what are some of the things they tell you about, you know, perhaps some of your past readings?
I do indeed. And I've become pretty close friends with a lot of them just because I'm so incredibly invested in their lives now. You know?
Right.
But yeah, I do have regulars that come see me quite a bit at, I read at the Helderstick Flea on 26th and Peach. When those are going on. I'll read for the full moon ceremony at Cauldron and Thorn, and of course the Victorian Princess. So.
And that's kind of what we're talking about today. They're doing Moonlight Cruises through the month of October. You can see right there, there are still 2 more coming up. The next one has a vampire theme, and then the one after that, the final one, has a party like a rock star theme.
Talk a little bit about these cruises. Kind of, it's so, I love the setting for spooky season. It must be a blast.
They are so much fun. People get dressed to the nines for them. And they're really great because the ticket price includes food. And they're being catered by the Oakwood this year. Great. So great food, you know. And yeah, it's a 3-hour cruise, tons of fun, you know, lots of great DJs. And so, yeah, and then I'll be upstairs on the boat, so just come see me.
Is there anything about this season that gets you like more in the mood to read those tarot cards, or do you just typically just have more events going on?
So a lot of folklore surrounding the Halloween season is that this is the season of karmic retribution. So, you know, if you were not behaving in the summer and you were not, you know, tending to your crops, you were definitely going to have a very hard harvest, and you were definitely going to have a very hard winter. And so I think people like to be prepared going into this season. And, you know, it's certainly, you know, you're getting into really busy holiday times, and you just want to be as prepared as you can for life. So.
Over your years of tarot card reading, can you think of one reading that really stands out to you as being like funny or amazing, or is kind of like, I can't believe this happened?
So oddly enough, I do not remember the readings that I give.
Wow.
I think I just do so many, and I just read the symbols, right? I'll just give it to you straight. But I did a reading where I talked about some things that this woman had no idea what I was talking about. And I kind of walked away from that reading going, boy, did I make a mistake? Like, I was looking through all the cards, like, oh, I couldn't figure it out. About 3 months later, I saw her, and she hunted me down. She saw me across the room, and she goes, girl, I got to tell you, every single thing you said happened, and I had no idea. And it was just a totally bizarre situation that had cropped up in her life, and so
she was a little bit prepared for it.
Yeah, she's one of my regulars.
It was in the cards, as they say. All right, Jessica, thanks so much for joining us, and enjoy those Moonlight Cruises on the
fun.
Victorian Princess. A lot of fun there.
Thank you. And you guys can always check me out. I have a website. It's called blackdogdivination.com, and I'm on Facebook and Instagram.
Great.
Perfect.
Thanks.
Thank
Black
you.
Dog Divination. Thanks.